sort of approached us and sort of asked, why don't we have a powwow here at University of Toronto? We should have a powwow here. And at that time I sort of said, okay, I'll see what I can do. And just sort of, it was just too late in the term last year because it does take a lot of planning and to get this sort of event like this off the ground. So when I came in as the role as the communications coordinator president, I started laying the groundwork last summer. And it's been an ongoing process since July of last year. And here we are now, 3 days away from the big day of event. So it's a matter of, the students here the Indigenous Studies students here specifically, wanted to have that identifying factor, having that connection, having that representation here at the university that they all attend. Even though we are a small presence at the university, a lot of us don't know that the Center of Indigenous Studies exists, or that even consider that there's Indigenous Studies students here at the university. And so with the powwow, we sort of started with like, okay, well, how are we going to go about this? How are we going to plan the powwow? What's going to be the theme? So the committee sort of agreed, and we toted around like specific ideas, but everything kept coming back to honoring our students. For the purpose that we all are here, from the faculty to the staff to the international students, we're all here for the purpose, for the students. We all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the students. So, and so this powwow, I'm not trying not to put what you're saying, but okay. So
you're learning.
yeah. So the powwow is going to be a traditional powwow, which is technically a teaching powwow. So it's the basis of coming in, representing the indigeneity to the community through song and dance and language. Sort of why if you see our posters, there's a lot of language incorporated in our promotional and on our posters. There's Cree Slavics, OG Cree Slavics, there's Ganigeha, which is Mohawk, and there's also English. So, and that was important to have that because those are sort of languages that are sort of represented at the Center for Indigenous Studies, and also hope to sort of have that representation across campus as well, so people can identify that as they walk on the campus and sort of say, oh, that's Slavic, so that's Ganigeha, so people know that there are Indigenous languages here at the university as well. So I just wanted to sort of touch based on, so about the powwow. So as you know, the powwow is a student-led initiative to augment the presence here at the Indigenous community here at the university, at University of Toronto specifically. This event will allow for many people, staff, faculty, students, and the community get an understanding of what a powwow can do for a community. The lessons that come from the knowledge from our elders, our masters of ceremonies, and our Indigenous dancers will provide a deeper understanding to what is being taught at the Center for Indigenous Studies, or even beyond that, even here at the Faculty of Law, and also there's also in equity, there's also stuff in criminology, and there's also indigeneity sort of being incorporated all across the campus. In order to draw attention to the calls to actions recommended by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission report, we aim to help incorporate an educational component through the event through the theme of honoring our students. So a lot of people ask, why honoring our students? The University of Toronto has a long history of producing scholars who become leaders in the community. As graduates move beyond their studies here at the University of Toronto, this powwow will send them off in honor on their intended paths. This is why Honoring Our Students Powwow is creating a student-based bursary to honor emergent leaders who are activists and involved in Indigenous studies within and beyond the classroom. So we're sort of hoping that any student across the campus has the ability to win this award for the basis of becoming a leader, becoming an advocate, becoming an ally of Indigenous studies. So this bursary is being created for that purpose, just to empower all Indigenous and non-Indigenous students to become like advocates. We're all here. So we feel the theme best incorporates the strengths of the U of T community and best emulates the resilience of our Indigenous and non-Indigenous students. So, what else? And I'm just trying to cover it. The powwow committee has been together since late October, early November, and it's been a very lengthy process of getting things in place. And sort of what I've been sharing with a lot of the U of T community by doing outreach about this is that this event has broken down barriers. It's incorporated a lot of faculties who otherwise would not have known that an event like this happens. So with the Faculty of Kinesiology and Physical Education, they have provided the space for us in kind as the purpose of putting on this. And they've allowed us to, they worked with us to change their air systems so we can smudge in the space. And they've also shifted, open doors to other communities so they know like dancers have certain ways of where they need to change and dress. And we also have other colleges providing the feast for our dancers at the end of the day. So, and also even here at the Faculty of Law, they're also providing more chairs. We need lots of chairs for this event, chairs and tables for the purpose. And then it's my understanding that this is the first time that the Faculty of Law has supported an event outside the law school, and that means a lot to me as a chairperson and just as an Indigenous person here at the university, just to know that an event like this is bringing the U of T community together. So that's the main purpose, that was the main objective, and it's being done. So to go forward, Amos can sort of tell you what the powwow is like and what the traditions and what happens.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you all for coming this afternoon and for Jennifer dragging me back into the office today. I'd just like to say happy National Women's Day, ladies that are good. And it should be every day though. We shouldn't have it just once a year. Anyway, I come from a civilization where women are the center of our universe. It's a matriarchal system, so their day is every day. So that's why I wanted to say that. And that's what I teach about in my courses. So the powwow is going to happen on Saturday. It starts at 1 o'clock, and we have a number of elements that has to roll out at 1 o'clock. We have a great MC. His name is Chris Pheasant, and he's bilingual. He speaks Anishinaabe, Moelan, and English. And so he knows all the protocols on how this event will roll out for the next 4 or 5 hours. And he's a professional at it, so he's pretty sharp. So he'll have his Indigenous jokes, so you'll hear some of those. And so he kind of keeps us rolling as a, they call us hit staff. So he's a MC, and I'm going to be the arena director, the call prod, moving people around, making sure everybody's safe. But we have lots of events, and Jennifer can chime in when I get to the points. But I know, so what we do is we line up. I should give you the origins of them. Lots of these powwows originate or just develop in communities for various reasons. But originally it came from the Omaha people in the United States. It's what they tell us that they started this, and what it was to give respect and honor to veterans, our own Indigenous veterans. So they'll be the prime leaders of the grand entry, they call it, where they parade in single file into the dance area. So the veterans always lead that because we honor them, their sacrifice. Sometimes it's elim, it might be their life. So we honor them in this way by making them the head of what we call the grand entry. And so that'll happen. So I'm responsible for lining up all of these folks to come in. So I'll bring in and we have our own staffs out of eagle feathers that some people carry. So we'll lead those, they'll come in first. And then the flags of the two countries here, Canada and the United States, if we have a veteran that can carry one or the other, we will next after the Eagle staffs. And then all of our dignitaries, and you know all the dignitaries, you can name some, I guess.
We have Susan McCon, the Vice Provost for the Vice Provost Office, Carolyn Bennett, Minister of Indigenous Affairs, and Stacy LaForme, who's the Chief of the Mississaugas and New Credit. Coming and speaking.
Is it ordained?
Not confirmed at the moment, but yes, he's tentative.
Yeah, he's for the Chiefs of Ontario.
Yeah.
He's the Chief for Ontario. So anyway, those dignitaries come in after the flags. And then we have our head dancers, male and female. And then we'll have, some communities have what we call royalty. They'll have a Miss whatever. If they're there, we bring them in next. But then we have the dance categories, starting with the women's traditional, and then men's traditional, women's fancy, men's fancy, and then the jingle dress dancers, and then the grass dancers. We're going to show you some snippets of some of that on the YouTube there. So the beauty of YouTube, you can see these powwows all over the continent going on, and there's lots of great YouTubes about it. So you can just type in those categories that I just told you, fancy, traditional, or grass, or jingle, and all of these YouTubes come up. So you can see the best dancers in those categories. I'm a dancer too. I'm with a men's traditional dancer, but I won't be dancing this weekend. But I don't know why we dance, but it's beautiful. I always say it's my alter ego, because it gives me time to I don't know, turn into another person. You do when you put all this gear. Because my dance regalia probably weighs about 60 to 70 pounds of beadwork and leather work and stuff. So everybody does that. It consumes you as a dancer, and it's a beautiful thing, you know, because it just lends themselves, and then you learn to dance to the rhythms that you'll be hearing. We have 4 drum groups, right?
4 drum groups, yeah.
Yeah. For this part of Ontario, they're our best singers right now. So they'll be coming to sing for us, and it's all about poise and execution and interpreting the music. So that's what it's all about. So you have to be keenly aware of that when you're a dancer. And so it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and that's why I always say it's my alter ego, because I get to be a diva 4 hours a day. That day, don't touch me. Yeah, so I mean, the MC will even say that, to be careful around the people that have powwows regalia, because they put so much time and energy into it. And the costs for my dance regalia, I suppose I spent probably close to $10,000 over my lifetime on my dance regalia. So it's a big investment. That's why they don't like you touching them, that kind of thing. That's why you can say that as a diva. So you dance to the music, and we're taught there's lots of metaphor and symbolism that you might catch the nuances of when it's rolling out on Saturday. For my people, the Longhouse people, they always tell us, since I was a child, that the Creator watches you all the time, and He loves to watch you dance. He loves to hear you sing, and He loves to watch all these colors. And they say they're like flowers or moving. So that's the metaphor that's used, and then describing the dancers and the beauty of it. So when I started dancing, there was only 4 categories: the traditional and fancy, men and women. And the jingle dress just started to come around in the late 80s, and then the grass as well from the west. The jingle dress comes from northern Ontario, from the Whitefish Bay area. And they call it the jingle dress because they're adorned with cones, the dresses of the women, and ribbons and rose. And it's in the public domain now, but it was traditionally a medicine dance for the Whitefish Bay area women. And I organized our first powwow at Grand River at Six Nations too, way back in the 79, 80. And Maggie White, who originated that dress and that dance, honored us by coming to our first powwow, which was, we were blown away when she showed up. And it was really